Hey friend, Merry Christmas. Those of you that are watching this when I've uploaded it, it's the day after Christmas in 2024. Those of you that are watching later on, Happy New Year to whatever year you are in or where you are in the year. Today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite books from 2024. And these are not necessarily books about creativity or painting, but they're very much about things that really bring me alive, that make me more confident about myself and moving forward in my own creativity. And I think that'd be really helpful for you too. So let's get on. I'm going to share with you my first one now. So I could spend all of this video talking about one particular book, but I just couldn't stop at one book for this particular season. I am recording this a week before Christmas, a little bit over a week before Christmas. So there's a few things that I'm really enjoying as the lead up to Christmas. One is my favorite cookbook. It's a little bit different, so I'm going to share with you that one in a minute. This one, I started off 2024 with this book and I could not stop from sharing a little bit about that. I'm about to prepare for Christmas. And this book here, Supra, A Feast of Georgian Cooking, it marries really well with the themes of today about hospitality, being kind and being generous to people, because this particular book, it has 100 recipes in it. I'm not here promoting the book. I'm actually promoting the whole ethos behind it. The Supra meal is all about gathering together as family. In fact, I'll read the back of it a little bit. It's a coming together of family and friends to share heartwarming toasts, great conversation, free-flowing drink, and most importantly, dish upon dish of mouth-watering food. So the key thing here is that the heartwarming toasts. You gather around together as a family and friends and actually you toast to some of the beautiful things in your life, the memories, the ancestors, the beautiful moments in your life, the love in your life, the grief in your life, people that have passed. So it's a beautiful thing. So I'm really excited about including that in the future. And I love putting on a bit of a feast. I love cooking and I'm really looking forward to doing some more of that. Just thought I'd throw that in. It's been my Bible over the last 3 weeks. Look at all the tags in there. I'm not going to cook all of those, but I just had a wonderful time looking through and dreaming about all the foods that I might be able to cook over the next few weeks in the holiday breaks. So this book here, I have done another YouTube all about this book, but I could not go past mentioning this because this is my favourite 2024 books. Miracle Morning, I actually started the year with this book and it actually was the one thing that got me going on my mini paintings, which you'll see some images here of. Oh my goodness, I slacked off a bit towards the end of the year, as does happen, but New Year's resolutions, you know, they happen and we go again, and I'm going to do some more interesting things. What he does with this though is he gets us looking at 6 different things that we really need to start each day with. The interesting thing is, look at this, Christmas 2023. I'm going to read this out here. This was from the Miracle Morning book. Know that wherever you are in your life right now is both temporary and exactly where you're supposed to be. You have arrived at this moment to learn what you must learn, so you can become the person you need to be to create the life you truly want. Even when life is difficult or challenging, especially when life is difficult or challenging, the present is always an opportunity for us to learn, grow, and become better than we've ever been before. Very inspiring. I'm not going to go into this book very much. You can look it up online. I'm not here actually trying to sell the books. What I'm trying to do is encourage you to find some resource for yourself, but also just to enjoy the quotes that I'm sharing. This guy actually encourages us to do 6 things a day, things like journaling, affirmations, visualization, which is why I did the mini paintings, exercise, all sorts of things. So there's a few things like that he gets us to do every day. And he says if you only do 1 minute a day of those things, it's amazing what an impact can have. And one of the things that I love to hold on to that he has instilled in me is the affirmations. So writing down things that actually talking about your future and you reading it out loud, like things like, you know, I'm a strong, capable woman, or whatever it is you want to say. But it's really beautiful to be able to say those things out loud, especially as a new year's coming, as we're thinking about a fresh start to the year. So I'm just going to leave that there. So that's that book. But the main one I want to talk about is this one, which is Unreasonable Hospitality by Will Guidara. I've just been really inspired by this guy. He's actually a chef, but I wanted to read you some quotes out of this book, which I think will be really encouraging to you. They were very encouraging to me. As you can see, I've got a few lined up here. Okay, so we're going to start with the first quote that I have underlined. I love underlining quotes and going back to them. People will forget what you do. They'll forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Ah, so interesting. Now, some of you might know I own a business, and you know, a lot of this, the reason why I wanted to read this was because he's a businessman and he really talks about how hospitality in serving others is really, really important and beautiful. And that really resonates with me. My background's in youth and community work, and I'm really passionate about community and culture. So I really, really enjoyed his perspective on business making. I'm not about to try and be a Michelin star restaurant, which where he went, but his insights are great. But anyway, this one, people will forget what you do, they'll forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Now that can go across all boards, not just through business, of course. You know, how you make people feel. I'm about to prepare for Christmas in a week or so, and it's really important to me that I create an atmosphere where people feel relaxed and calm and all that sort of thing. So I want to take that also to the next step of your creativity and your painting, particularly if you're painters or you want to be a painter. Hospitality is such an important part of our lives, and it's all about being aware of others and being kind to others and being thoughtful. Christmas time is often a time where we try and think about what others need and what they want. Sometimes we are on our own, and that's not so easy, and it can be really hard to manage a Christmas time like that. So if you're someone who's wanting to explore your creativity more and you're not sure where that's going to go, whether it's painting, whatever it is, I want you to think about how your painting makes you feel, but how you think, or your creativity, how you think it might make others feel or encourage others. So I think it's a beautiful theme, this one of, you know, they'll never forget how you made them feel. In my gallery, I love to have art that is life-giving, I call it. It's not life-taking. So just want to encourage you when you're thinking about what you're doing in your creativity, is this going to be life-giving or life-taking for those that might see it? And it might be art that no one ever sees, so is it life-giving or life-taking for you? There you go. There's the first quote in the book that I really, really loved. All right, let's go to the next one. I like this one. You know, man, he says, he's talking to someone else, I think one of his staff. He says, I'm trying to make today the very best day of my life. Oh my goodness. So, gosh, I'm smiling now, but I've had a bit of a tough week, just some health stuff. And, you know, those moments where you like, oh, everything's feeling a bit down and dismal, all those words. I've started saying to myself, every day is a creative retreat. So when I go out, when I drive from somewhere to somewhere, I might stop and I might get a little treat, or I actually love to treat myself, not every day, but when I go for a particular drive, when I'm teaching in the city actually, I stop and I have a lovely meal and a beautiful drink, and I just relax and enjoy that. So I love that quote. It's just awesome. I'm trying to make today the very best day of my life. So I think we've got to live the best days of our lives. And even though, you know, we have our own challenges and our things that we're going to work through, you know, do some things today that you really enjoy. And that, my friend, will help you with your creativity. And it's so helped with mine. So if you do things that is life-giving, it will be life-giving to your creativity. If you know anything about the Artist's Way, Julia Cameron, you know, she really is big on this, you know, doing artist dates, going out and treating yourself on your own, doing something that you would not normally do. So that is sort of like treating yourself as if it's the best day of your life, because you're doing something that's really beautiful. We tend to want to just go, I've got to work, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, and get really busy. So experiment with a day of doing something that you really, really love and allow yourself to enjoy that. So I love that one. Here's a little short one. You must be able to name for yourself why your work matters. And I think I want to rephrase that in why your art matters. You must be able to name for yourself why your art matters, why it matters to you mostly. Why is this really important to you as you're creating, as you're painting, as you're dancing, as you're doing whatever creativity you want to do? Why does it matter to you? And to acknowledge that and value that and feel worthy of that your art is beautiful. And even if you don't show anyone else, that you are enjoying that and you are on that journey, and acknowledging that it is important to you and that it matters. It really does matter. Your art is beautiful because it's created by you, my friend. All right. There's no mistake in that. All right, another one. I know this is for sure. If you don't have the courage to state a goal out loud, you'll never achieve it. So, hey, what do you want to achieve with your art, with your creativity, with your painting? What's your goal in the future? Do you want to have an exhibition? Do you want to paint something that you feel proud of? Do you want to teach others? Do you want to learn to teach? Do you want to just do it because you're having a mental health day and it's just going to be helpful? There's so many different reasons. So what is your goal towards it? It'd be really good to actually write that down. And I've got a PDF about that. So it's at paintingwithheather.com/dreams, where you can actually write out some of your dreams and think about the future. What is your goal? Where are you heading with that? I'll read it again. I know this for sure. If you don't have the courage to state a goal out loud, you'll never achieve it. It's so important to verbalize and write things out and say it out loud. And if you know anything about the Miracle Morning book, have a look at it. It's super transformational. He talks about those sort of things in there. Some great activities in that. But let's get back to this book. I've got a couple more quotes to finish with as you get back to your holiday cheer, for those of you that are watching in real time. Nobody knows what they're doing before they do it. When you're trying to level up, it's easy to psych yourself out of focusing on everything you don't know. But you've got to have faith in your ability to figure it out. You'll never advance if you always turn around to find an easier trail. At the moment, I'm in the middle of preparing for an exhibition, which is being put up next week. It's a massive exhibition that I've never done before. And really big paintings, and I'm varnishing them. And I've actually had a little bit of a whoopsie with it because I did it in the heat and it didn't work real well. And today I've been putting off, I'm doing this recording because I probably should have done it before this, varnishing the paintings again to try and level out the varnish. It wasn't working. But this sort of speaks to me. You've got to have the faith in your ability to figure it out. It's taken me a week to figure out what to do to fix this. And I've been avoiding it. And I'm like, I've just got to do it today. If I wreck it, I wreck it. And it's okay. I've just got to do it. But anyway, I just thought it'd be a fun one to read out. You'll never advance if you always turn around to find an easier trail. Do you know the guy Wim Hof, who is they call him the Iceman? He does ice plunges and really health nerdy guy. I love his stuff. He's very quirky, but anyway. Anyway, he says this quote is, if you don't go to the pain will come to you. Which always stays in my mind in terms of sometimes we've got to go into the more difficult situations where we need to learn something or do something. And again, if you're afraid of learning to paint or create something, now's the time. Go and do it. Go and download that program. Go and find someone to teach you what you want to do and be brave. You can do it. You can do it. And like I said, you can go to this paintingwithheather.com/dreams and have a look, and that'll help you think about the dreams and where you want to head to with that. All right, I have one more quote for you. Oh, maybe two. Is it one? I think it's one. One more quote for you. Here we go. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. That's a great way to finish today's episode. The more creativity you use up, the more you have. I really encourage you, as you are starting a new year, starting a new week, wherever you are in this timeline of life, to embrace creativity, to embrace that thing that you've always wanted to learn. Really want to encourage you to go to this link here and find out a bit more about what your dreams are and move into it, because we have such a wonderful life. We have our challenges. We all have things that we have to manage with relationships, with health, with life in general. But creativity, my friend, is one of the things that has pulled me through, still pulls me through. It will you as well. So I really encourage you to dream, dream big. And I'm going to finish this episode with another quote I forgot to mention earlier, which I think is appropriate for the end. We have an opportunity, a responsibility to make magic in the world that desperately needs more of it. We need your magic. We need your creativity. You need your creativity to help you on the journey, but it will be a blessing to others as well if you embrace it like that. So, my friend, I hope you've had a lovely Christmas or about to have a lovely year or a week or wherever you are. And until next time, keep being creative.